Hey guys, it's Section of Violence here. We got a fun one. I'm gonna make it quick for you. We got Takashi Sato versus Themba Gorimbo. Sato, he is not that good. He's can strike, decent takedown defense, but his grappling isn't very good. I'm gonna go with Themba here, just being the fact that he's looked better against, somewhat better competition. I don't know about that though. Sato could easily win this. I really don't know with this fight. It's really confusing. I would just advise you to stay away from this fight. A lot better fights on the card to bet on. But yeah, Sato, stay away from Gorimbo. Stay away from. I'm going with Gorimbo though, by decision. Moving on, we have Victoria Leonardo versus Natalia Silva. Um, like the Aldrich versus what's her name? Aldrich versus uh I like Natalia Silva here. I think she wins this quite easily by decision or late finish. I just think Leonardo's gonna be or early finish, sorry. I just think Leonardo's gonna be too much for her. I mean I think Silva's gonna be too much for her, but what because of the Aldrich fight, I gotta sprinkle on the dog. Ugh. I'm gonna go with Victoria, sorry, Natalia Silva here, but because of Aldrich, I can't put a lot on Silva. I'm gonna have to sprinkle on the dog here. Um, maybe some props for Silva, but there's really not much I can do with this fight. Moving on, we got Chase Hooper versus Nick Fiore. Um, this is weird because Nick Fiore he doesn't look all that bad. A little clunky on the feet, but he can grapple and he can strike. The thing about Nick Fiore that worries me though is his face probably some of the worst guys I've seen as far as a record. He's beat the legendary Jay Ellis. Not much else you could say about the guy other than he's been fed cans. Uh, Hooper here, I kind of like just because once he gets on top, he's gonna make your life a living hell. But how is he gonna get Fiore down? I mean, Rebecca got him down, but that's only because Rebecca's strong and can somewhat wrestle. Hooper, I don't know if he can wrestle, but he can pull him into some funky things. But I just don't know how. I'm gonna. My gut says Fiore, so I'm gonna just go with Fiore. But I would not be surprised if Hooper won this fight. This is a hard fight for me to call. I'm gonna go with Fiore by decision. Moving on, we have Ilir Latifi versus Rodrigo Nascimento. Nascimento, he tends to stay out on his back when he gets taken down, which is a big red flag for me. I'm gonna go with Rod. I'm gonna go with Ilir here, but it's not confident, and I do think Rodrigo has a good shot at winning this. Um, I'm gonna go with Ilir here, but a live bet opportunity could be available. I don't know about this fight though. It's a really weird fight for me. Moving on, we have Orion Cosce versus Gilbert Urbina. So Gilbert Urbina, he's a tricky striker, but he's not that good. He's weird. I think he's good enough to win this fight. I think on three on not on short notice, having a camp, I think he should be able to win this fight. It's a very winnable opponent. Orion Cosce doesn't do a whole lot. Really basic, really low output. I think Urbina can win this fight all day. I really think Urbina got what it takes to win this fight. It just depends on his takedown defense and what kind of cardio he's going to come in with. But I do think he'll be fine here. Definitely going to be a sweat in the first round. Who's gonna win that first round? But I think Urbina is gonna come out on top either by finish or by TKO, or either by finish or by decision. I'm on Urbina here. Moving on, we got Vanessa Demopoulos versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. I don't know. I Kowalkiewicz. I don't know about. Um, her wrestling isn't great. She doesn't just sit there though. That's another thing. She will work to get up. I'm I'm gonna go with Carolina here just because she's not. Vinopolis isn't at fight ready anymore. The thing that worries me is Penne submitted her. Um, it does worry me, but I gotta go with Kowalkiewicz here. I'm it's either Demopoulos by sub or Kowalkiewicz by decision. That's the best bet I can give you. It's gonna be an interesting fight though. I got Kowalkiewicz. Weird fight, but could be a fun one. I got the next fight. We got Mahashate versus Vyacheslav Borshchev. Borshchev, man, he's got good boxing. I like his body work. That's probably my favorite thing about him. Mahashate being so tall, I think that leaves a lot of room for body work. I'm gonna go with Mahashate though, just because he can mix in takedowns if need be. He's very well rounded, whereas Borshev's still kind of finding his feet in MMA. I do think Borshchev by KO is a lot, like by body shot KO is a very big possibility, but I'm gonna go with Mahashate. I think he's longer and the reach is just I think gonna be too much for Borshchev. But again, I'm really torn here because Mahashate, he can be hurt, and I just think Borshchev's the one to do it. But at the same time, Borshchev's wrestling isn't great. And Mahashate isn't that offensive with his jiu-jitsu, so it's going to be more so Mahashate getting control time. I don't know. This is a really another close fight. I'm going to go with Mahashate, but I also might switch it to Borshchev. I'm really torn here. I'm a Mahashate, though, by decision. Moving on, we got Michael Johnson versus Diego Ferreira. Ah, should be a weird one because if Ferreira could sub him, pull something funky, he can easily sub Johnson. But at the same time, getting Johnson down is a nightmare. I don't know how he's going to be able to get taken down by Ferreira. He's not the greatest with his wrestling. Um, it's when he pulls off funky submission transitions into setups, like you know what I mean. I think Johnson wins this by decision, but this is not a fight where I'm going to be like hammer because Ferreira could easily sub him. Don't, not even a live betting opportunity because you never know with Ferreira. You could sub him at any moment. But yeah, Johnson, I got him up for the win this. Like he could even knock him out and get a statement making performance. I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm on Johnson here. Moving on. We got Jacqueline Buckley versus Andre Fialho. Probably one of the fight of the night, if not fight of the night. Fialho is a come forward style boxer who rarely ever kicks and mostly just delivers hellacious blows with his hands. I like him here. He has some nice elbows, nice knees, but I think Buckley's just more well rounded. I think as long as the weight cut goes well tomorrow, I think Buckley wins this fight. I think his lateral movement, his ability to be more explosive. I think will win them this fight. But again, this is him at welterweight, so I don't know how his cardio is going to hold up. I don't know how he's going to feel at this weight class. I'm going to go with Buckley, assuming it's the same Buckley, but I don't know. We'll see at weigh-ins, see how he looks and how he feels. But yeah, this isn't going to be a hammer spot as well because there's a lot of note taking being taken here. Moving on, we got Glupita Godinez versus Emily Ducote. Um, I'm kind of torn here because Ducote, I really think has a good shot of winning this. She has more tools in her toolbox to win. She's beat, you know, some pretty decent girls. Um, I'm gonna go with Ducote by decision, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if Loopy wins this. She's very, very raw talent. Like she has a lot of raw hard work talent. I think she could be something if she works hard at a specific skill set and gets better at it. But I just think she's not confident in any specific area of MMA. She just goes and fights like a Mexican. And I just don't think against a tactician like Ducote, it's going to be the greatest idea. I'm going to go with Ducote here, but it's going to be a weird one. Especially with Loopy trying to do a lot of boxing. I think the low kicks are going to be inevitable for Ducote, and I think she's going to have a lot of success with that. Slow down the boxer. But moving on, we got Edmund Shahbazyan versus Anthony Hernandez. I'm really excited for this fight. Shahbazyan, he needs this win. He's training at Extreme Couture now. Guys who have hardened him up, Sean Strickland, Chris Curtis. I do think he has a good shot of winning this in the first round, maybe even the second as well. But I just don't think he will. I think Hernandez is just going to put a pace on him, and I think he's going to break him within two, within, I think, the third or fourth round. I think he'll get him out of there. If he survives to the fifth and even sees a decision, I'll be quite impressed with Shahbazyan. But I think this is a Hernandez fight. Yeah, but again, I wouldn't be surprised to see Shahbazyan land a big blow. He is a very talented kid. I think Hernandez is better. Moving on, we have Angela Overkill Hill versus Mackenzie Dern. Dern's not at Ruka. She's not training with the same girl she was. I don't know who she's training with. She is very good at jiu-jitsu. No wrestling, no striking. It's kind of an easy pick here. I'm on Hill all day. Obviously, Dern can sub. Very, very possible. But I'm just gonna ride with Hill. I think Hill is just the better fighter all day, and she wins this fight 8 times out of 10. So I'm with Hill, and I relatively think this is gonna go quite easily for her. The over is probably an obvious spot here. But yeah, I got Hill here. But if I can go most confident, I'd have to say number one would be uh, not with a lot of emphasis, but Natalia Silva. I think she wins this easily, but lines are unplayable. Second most confident, I'd have to say. I would have to say. I have to say Hernandez. Number two. Number three, I'd have to say Angel. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'd have to say Angela Hill. Johnson number four. Uh, man, this is a hard one. I'd have to say Urbina number five. I have to say because I'm really starting to be confident in him. But yeah, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. We should crush this card. I have some doubts, but I think we should be fine. All right, guys. Until next time. Peace.